Hello students, in this video lesson we will study about the contributions of Mendel in the study of inheritance of traits and genetics. Now at this stage there may be many questions arising in your mind, such as how do features of a particular organism get transmitted from parents to offsprings? Is there any principle or rule which directs the transmission of features of an organism from one generation to other? Or do these features remain same throughout the lifespan of an individual? Or why is there variation among offsprings of the same parents? Why is that even twins are not alike? See, it was Gregor Johannes Mendel whose work helped us to get answers to some of these questions. Mendel was a monk in a monastery in Austria. He had great interest in plant breeding and hybridization experiments of different plant varieties. He had very keenly observed that there are many distinct varieties of features or characters in a number of plants. In order to understand the principle of inheritance of features from one generation to another, Mendel conducted a series of hybridization experiments. These were conducted over a period of 8 years on the common garden pea plant, Pisum sativum. He was the first one to explain the mechanism of transmission of characteristics from parents to the offsprings, generation after generation. Mendel is the father of genetics or modern genetics. He was the first to introduce the concept of genes as the basic unit of heredity. Mendel called genes as factors. Selection of garden pea plant as the experimental plant was based on Mendel's meticulous and careful observation about its features. Now, can you tell what essential features should be there in such an organism which is to be taken for an experiment? See, such an organism should essentially have the following features. The first one is a shorter lifespan so that a larger number of generations can be studied and examined. The second most important feature is presence of contrasting variants of features. What does this mean? Suppose the feature that I am taking is height. So there are two contrasting variants, tall or short. Similarly, if I am taking color, so there are different variants of colors like purple or white. And the third feature, that is ease of rearing or cultivation. Since almost all these features were present in the garden pea plant, Mendel selected it for his experiments. There were many other reasons to select the garden pea plant. Let us now see some of those reasons. The first reason is that pea plant have several distinct type of varieties. All the varieties have sharp contrasting characteristics such as color of the seed, which is yellow or green, the seed shape, which can be spherical or wrinkled, the flower color, which can be purple or white, the pod shape, pod means the covering over the pea, that is inflated or constricted, the pod color, that can be green or yellow, the length of the stem, that can be tall or dwarf. So there were these many varieties and the sharp contrasting characteristics. The another reason is pea plant bears bisexual flowers, with each flower having both male and female parts. The structure of the flower is such that it completely encloses the reproductive organs until fertilization, which ensures self-pollination. Now, in a pea plant, due to self-fertilization, it is easy to get pure lines for several generations. As it is an annual plant, it is possible to study several generations within a short span of time. The flowers of pea plant are adequate in size and so they are easy to handle. Each plant can produce large number of seeds in a single generation. So, Mendel studied these characteristics with sharply contrasting expressions in his experiments with the garden pea plant. Now in the next video lesson, we will study about the Mendel's cross-breeding experiments, which he did by taking various characteristics meticulously. We will also study about the precautions that he took for the experiment.